It's a go now.
Okay. G'day. I'm Liz. I canoe it. I canoe it on the Bonshire River where I live, which is almost at Round Lake at the southeast corner of Algonquin Park. Now I'm at the northwest corner of Algonquin Park, which is access number 1, and it's also called Round Lake or CANOE. My Round Lake is called Wabakakasissa, which means Lake of Many Winds. I'm hoping I don't get any winds or thunderstorms. It looks kind of dark. I gotta put my rain gear on again.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. See, I'm ready. Life jacket on, not in the back of the canoe. I've already swum in 4 Algonquin lakes and 1 Algonquin river, so we'll see if it warms up enough so I can swim this time. See you later.
Love you. Liz? Love ya. Keep going.
I'm paddling down the Omble de Fond River. It's Labor Day Monday, and I'm thinking I'm going to meet some people coming out. There's some people coming behind me, coming in. Probably a little bit of busyness on the portage, but I haven't seen anybody paddling the river just yet. I've already crossed 1 beaver dam. Let's see how many more. Hey, I made it to my site. I'm on a little island just past the big island and the west arm of North Tea Lake, or Kawewashigamog. Over there's the second island, little island, and there's a campsite there. And I checked it out first, but there's a campsite at the other end of the island too. And the thunderbox for each of them kind of meets in the middle, and they're almost visible from each other. So I came over here to this one. This little island. Beautiful big white pines. And it's a nice site too. Nice pine floor. Nice view of the big island behind me and a little island in front of me. And the sun shimmering on the water. Of course, it was raining on my way here. It was raining a little bit on the water. But the sun's trying to shine now. It's crazy windy. Got my setup here. About to make coffee. Got to protect the little stove from the wind. That's my little work chair. That's my little lazy boy there. Over here, I found a good branch to hang the food bag from. Got the rope set up. It only took me 7 tries, not 17. I don't know if you can see that rope up there. There we go. Not too bad. 7 tries ain't too bad. Maybe I'm getting better. There's my hammock under the tarp. Got it nice and low because the wind is blowing. Past there's the thunderbox. Then the island comes to a little rocky point. Nice little path out there. There's lots of firewood somebody stacked up here. Piled it underneath the log, keep it dry. Really nice setup. Really nice campsite. Really nice view. Woohoo! Okay. Doug said I should do some selfies, so there you go. My hair's a mess. It's too windy. I'm sitting here, my lazy boy here, my comfy chair. I got my little books. I got my coffee. And I got the best treat of all, dark chocolate covered raisins. Almonds. Dark chocolate covered almonds. There we go. I got a good view. I got a good Star Trek book. What more can you ask? Okay, so I'm a little crazy, but it's a nice day now. Sun's trying to shine. It's a beautiful sight, and it's so quiet. I made it to the east arm of Tea Lake. I came from down there, and it was sunny and clear and calm this morning. Now it's cloudy and windy. Lots of islands here and lots of campsites on the islands. Tomorrow morning I'll be heading down that way. I think I've seen only 4 canoes today paddling. A couple on campsites. Most of the campsites are full. I mean, empty. Everybody left yesterday. It was a big crowd of people leaving yesterday. I got my lunch sitting up here on the little stove, brewing. I got my rock in my sock and my rope ready to find a tree to hang it on. That's not easy. Not in this campsite. It's not many. Cedars don't have much branches you can hang from, and there's a lot of cedar here. It's supposed to be thunderstorm tonight, so I got myself all set up. Nice trees here. Lots of coverage with these nice cedars. I covered the hole with my big garbage bags. Hopefully that'll hold when if it gets windy. I sure hope it doesn't get windy. Somewhere back there, up in the hill, is the Thunderbox. Pretty secluded, but I got a nice big open view here. Look at that. Nice campsite. Lots of wood in the bush. Here I am at the portage from North Tea Lake to Manitou, up the hill there. You can probably hear the wind behind me. It was a nice little breeze when I started off. Turned into whitecaps, and I had to land on these rocks. Woo! That's a fun challenge. Pretty day, but the wind is crazy. Anyways, gonna take this nice portage and see what Manitou looks like. I might not be going too far though. Hey, I made it to my campsite on Manitou Lake. You see, it's kind of windy. It wasn't when I left, but before I got to the portage, the whitecaps were pushing me to shore. That was a rocky takeout, and it's rocky here too. It was pretty treacherous getting out here. As soon as I got across the portage, which was steep going up and kind of steep going back down again, but I made it. It wasn't that long. As soon as I got across, there was thunder. Oh yeah, so I booted to the second closest campsite. Here we are. That's pretty rocky. It was really getting windy when I got to this end too, and the wind was making it hard to get out of the canoe, hard to get the canoe up to here. It's quite a bit of a steep hill going up to the campsite. It's pretty nice. I like those dark clouds. I don't know, might rain again, but the wind is incessant. Just craziness. It was really hard getting the tarp put up, but I got it put up just before the rain started, so I stayed dry. Of course, I got my rain gear on again. Another day in rain gear. Nice fire pit. Nice and high and dry. I like this really flat stone. That's good for putting your cup on so it doesn't tip over. Of course, nothing's going to stay put in this wind. It took me about 15 tries to get the rope strung up to that branch up there. Oh yeah, wind didn't help. And I'm set up down in a little bit of a gully, but my goodness, that was tough putting it up. It kept blowing out of my hands. And somewhere over the hill, down in the valley, up another hill, through the bush, is the outhouse. It's actually an outhouse, not just a thunderbox this time. Of course, it's got no door, but at least it's got 3 sides and a roof, so if it's gonna keep raining, I'll stay dry. But the sun is shining for now. Woohoo! Sun is shining on me in here. Some of my stuff that got damp will be drying up. So the wind is still blowing me around, can hardly walk. Nice view though. This is a huge lake. Okay, I managed to make a fire this morning and make breakfast on the fire. To warm up too, it's chilly. I got my nice raincoat on still, and you can see by my lovely hairdo that it's still windy. Just me and Serenity here. Haven't seen anybody today. Yesterday I saw 3 paddlers going by right after the thunderstorm. I don't know, a little scary. But I got a nice sight. I'm gonna sit here today. I gotta show you this rocky shoreline again. I got here yesterday in the wind and it's still windy, but it's not easy landing a canoe on the rocks in the wind when you don't want your nice new canoe to get all scratched up. Well, you don't know where to step, which rocks are going to be rocky. But I made it somehow. Now tomorrow I'm going to have to get it back in the water. That'll be another trick. Then it's always an uphill, but it's a nice view from the top. It's a big lake, big lake. And the portage yesterday was only 400 meters, but it still wiped me going up and down. So I've decided to go to plan B. What's plan A? Plan A was going from here to the top end of Manitou and then going the portages on the Omble de Fond into Kioskakui Lake and end up at the Kiosk campgrounds. But I've decided to go back to that 400 meter. I figure I can handle it better than a 1400 meter. I decided. Anyways, winds on this big lake are going to be tricky anyway. So I'll take my chances with the winds on North T Lake, which is not supposed to be too windy going that way tomorrow, I hope. So then I'll have less portages. I can handle that. You got to realize your limitations. Drat. There we go. I'm not just sitting around. I collected some firewood. There was some nice firewood, but I burnt some up this morning, so I replaced. I found a bunch of this, that, and the other thing too. And I found another use for my rock sock bag. I bring a sock, an old odd racket sock to put the rock in to get my rope up in the tree. You know, it takes a gazillion tries, but I get it up there. Sometimes they get stuck, so I bring a couple of old socks. I found another use for it. I use it to take my pot off the hot stuff. I don't burn my hands. That works like an oven mitt. It works. So we just sit here then, right? Watching the fire die. Yeah, no. It's fun to just sit once. I found a really neat deck of cards. It tells you all about, each card has survival techniques. And Algonquin sells these cute little cards that tell you the information about ferns and trees and frogs and, well, frogs is upside down. What am I doing here? But it's got snakes on the other side of your, salamanders. Pretty cool. They're pretty elusive. I don't know how you ever find them. Yesterday, walking through the bush, I tried to name some of the ferns. I brought a good buck. Star Trek. And I brought the good buck. And of course a journal. Write down stuff. Time to think. Time to pray. Time to be still. Okay, I'm sitting here thinking. And all of a sudden, I start talking to myself with a New York accent. I don't know. What's this all about? I don't know. Maybe it's too chilly and it's affecting my brain. I don't know. But I'm sitting here talking to myself with a New York accent, and I'm wondering, I don't know if it's right. It could be Brooklyn. It could be, I don't know, Bronx. It might be. I don't know. What do you do? But it's got charisma. The New York accent's got charisma. I don't know. Anyways, is it offensive, you do? An accent with an Indian accent, you might be offending somebody. If you do, Jamaican, I don't know, maybe even British, you do those kind of accents, you might get into trouble, be offensive. But is it offensive to do New York? Because it's pretty good, It's got chutzpah. I found a comfy place to sit down here by the water, between the cedars and the big red pines and the white pines. So peaceful. The wind has calmed down a little bit and the water's lapping on the rocks. Wind is whispering in the pine needles. And there's some blue up there. I might get sun on me today. And it's just so quiet and so peaceful. Every once in a while there's a raven or a blue jay. And sometimes there's the loon's lonely call. I think he's saying, "Where are you?" So peaceful. I'm thinking the animals and birds, critters here must think those humans are awfully noisy. They talk loud. They laugh loud. They sneeze loud. They cough loud. I bet you they can't wait for us to leave. Last night I woke up in the middle of the night. Couldn't figure out if my eyes were open or not. It was so dark. So dark. And it was so quiet. Like there's no noise at all. No noise. Well, the wind occasionally, but so quiet. But then I heard a noise. And it sounded really close. Of course, I'm never afraid out here. I never feel afraid out here. But that noise sounded pretty close. Then I realized it was my stomach. Morning. The fog is lifting. It's so calm. The sun's coming up somewhere over there. Looks like a little bit of blue up there. And it's so calm. So quiet. It's so still. I think maybe humans are a little too noisy sometimes. We're too busy, too noisy. Too much stuff. Out here it's quiet, it's peaceful, and I got not too much stuff. Not too much clothes, but they're pretty stinky by now. I keep it simple so I can carry it all, but maybe we need to keep it simple. Maybe we need peace sometimes. Maybe we need the stillness and the calmness. We need to be still and know God. I made it to the west arm of North Tea Lake, CANOE. I found a nice site, maybe halfway down. Nice pebbly beach, easy takeout. Nice skies, calm waters. It was getting a little rough by the time I got here. Hopefully it'll be calm enough to finish the rest of the lake tomorrow. I'm just sitting here writing in my journal. Nice warm on the beach here. Yeah, I'll give you a little tour of my campsite. It's a big campsite. There's a lot of spots for a lot of tents. This isn't the best spot in this little gully for a tent, but it's okay for my hammock because I'll be hanging high and dry. As you know, I get a lot of rain on my camping trips. So I've had brand new thunder boxes, some of my campsites, but way back in the bush there's a thunder box that's fallen apart. Up here is a nice setup. Somebody made a little counter space. Lots of logs, but they look kind of soggy. Guess it's been raining a lot, like I said. But we're up high, got a beautiful view. There we go. Nice big fire pit, nice grill set up. Look at that counter. There we have a view of the lake. Nice sun shining on that bit of a beach down there. Woohoo! The sun's going down. It's evening. Today is Friday. Tomorrow, and there's a lot of canoes coming in today, I guess, for the weekend. I'm heading out tomorrow. Tomorrow's my 6th day. And I guess I'll meet more coming in on my way out. I'm hoping to leave bright and early because there's thunderstorms and big winds expected for the afternoon, so hopefully I can beat it. Get out safe. But it's been a fun trip. I said it was peaceful yesterday at my campsite, but with all the canoes that came in today, it's a little noisier. I've got some campsites pretty close by. But they're laughing and it sounds fun.